Show us your f***ing hands now.
Los agentes respondieron a la casa de Chad después de recibir un par de llamadas al 911, donde aparentemente la madre estaba gritando que sus bebés habían sido baleados.
Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up now! Stand up! Stand up!
El 5 de junio de 2023, en Monroe Township, situado en Ohio, Chad Doerman se encontraba durmiendo con su esposa e hijos. Todo transcurría normalmente como cualquier otro día, pero de un momento a otro se levantó y tomó un rifle de su caja fuerte. Justo después empezó a dispararles. En una reconstrucción de los hechos, se informó que alrededor de las 4 p.m. del 15 de junio de 2023, alineó a sus 3 hijos Clayton, Hunter y Chase en el patio de su residencia y utilizó un rifle para disparar fatalmente a los 3 niños. La hijastra de 15 años de Doerman logró escapar de la violencia y pidió a los vecinos que llamaran a los servicios de emergencia. Según los investigadores, uno de los niños intentó huir a un campo, pero Doerman lo cazó, lo llevó de vuelta a la casa de Monroe Township y le quitó la vida. Los fiscales dicen que la esposa e hija de Doerman trataron de salvar a los niños huyendo con ellos, e incluso sufriendo heridas de bala al tratar de detenerlo. Los agentes, al llegar y detener a Chad, encontraron a 3 niños identificados más tarde como Clayton, Hunter y Chase, que se encontraban afuera de la casa con heridas de bala. Los paramédicos intentaron salvarles la vida, pero no pudieron hacer nada, ya que habían fallecido en el lugar. También encontraron a Laura, la madre de 34 años, que no fue identificada en el momento. Informaron que había sufrido un disparo en la mano como consecuencia de intentar proteger a sus hijos, aunque no tuvo éxito. Fue trasladado a un hospital con heridas que no parecían poner en peligro su vida. Esta fue una de las desgarradoras llamadas de uno de los vecinos al 911, informando acerca de lo que ocurría.
911, where's your emergency?
There's a girl running down the street saying that her stepfather is hitting everyone in her family. It's on the corner of where there's a body shop and the fire department. Do you know what road this is?
Okay, what's your name?
I ran to the fire department.
What's your name?
Do you know what road this is? Laura Lendell Road.
What?
It's Laura Lendell Road.
Okay, and what did the female say to you?
And she says that her stepfather is killing everybody in her house. I did. I'm on the phone with them right now.
Did you say how or what was happening?
I asked her to get in the car with me, and she said she couldn't leave her family. But I think she ran to the fire department.
So she went to the fire station. What did she look like?
She's probably a young teenager, probably like 16 maybe, with long blonde hair. And she has a black dog.
Did she say anything about a baby?
I don't know about no baby. She said she just couldn't leave her family. But I see a car running around. I'm sorry?
Do you see anything from the house?
So I drove down the road a little bit, so I was afraid that I was going to get shot myself since I interacted with her face to face. So I'm just about maybe 3 houses down. But she's waiting at the corner. I don't know what she's doing, but I kind of still see her in the corner. But I saw a car kind of came around and whipped around, so I'm not exactly sure if that's him or if he's chasing her or not. I'm sorry?
What kind of vehicle was it?
I saw it. It was like a gray. Did you see that car whip around? It's one of the fire department guys.
Okay.
I think maybe a fire department guy. It was a regular kind of Focus-looking gray car.
Okay, we have help on the way. Thank you.
Dark gray. Okay, all right.
Call us back, okay, and steer clear of the area at this time.
Okay.
Pero, ¿por qué sucedió todo esto? Bueno, Chad era muy conocido en el vecindario, en donde los mismos vecinos sabían que tenía mal carácter y que en la mayoría del tiempo abusaba verbalmente de su esposa, Laura Doerman. Uno de los testimonios fue: estaba enfadado todos los días. No había día que no le gritara a su mujer y a sus hijos. Era un hombre que no estaba mentalmente bien. Y es que no solo que Chad se comportara de esta forma en los últimos años, sino que Chad venía cargando con diversos problemas desde hace tiempo. Uno de ellos era su problema con el alcohol y diversas sustancias. El 26 de junio de 2010 se le acusaba de asfixiar a su propio padre, que en ese entonces tenía 46 años. Aunque el 26 de junio de 2010 un juez desestimó el caso después de que su padre no compareciera como testigo de cargo. El 16 de junio de 2023 compareció ante el Tribunal Municipal del Condado de Claremont para su comparecencia. Confesó haber disparado mortalmente a sus 3 hijos y haber planeado los asesinatos durante meses. Más tarde fue acusado de 3 cargos de asesinato con agravantes. Actualmente está detenido en la cárcel, en el condado de Claremont, bajo fianza de $20 millones en efectivo, y se ha abierto en medios de comunicación y redes sociales todo un debate sobre la posibilidad de condenarlo a muerte, en vista de la gravedad y la crueldad de los hechos. De hecho, el monto de la fianza es el mayor que se haya fijado en toda la historia legal de Ohio. El abogado defensor de Doerman, proporcionado por el Estado, intentó solicitar una fianza mucho menor, alrededor de $75,000. Sin embargo, la fiscalía presentó pruebas perturbadoras que causaron una verdadera conmoción entre los presentes y lo denegaron. David Gass calificó los asesinatos como el peor crimen del que jamás había sabido.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning. And the facts I have for you at this point are as follows. The trauma that this man has inflicted on his family, the community, law enforcement, first responders, and all of the rest of us who have any idea what's going on here is unspeakable. There's been a full admission in this case, Judge. The case is still new. We're still discovering facts. But the evil horror of what we know is impossible to process. In an act of just incomprehensible cruelty, the father that stands before you lined up his 3 young boys, and he executed them in his own home with a rifle. They were ages 3, 4, and 7, Judge. In an act of desperation to save her children, the mother at some point grabbed the gun the father was wielding to attempt to protect them. We know that one of the boys was able to flee into a field near the home. And again, we know from his admission, the father hunted that boy down, drug him back to the property, and executed him in front of witnesses. The mother was shot through the hand in her attempt to protect her children. Judge, I asked the court in setting this bond to just begin to imagine their fear. This was the man that every day they woke up looking to for protection, love, guidance in all things. The man they trust more than any other person on earth. The person they rely upon to keep them safe from harm. He was their world, he was their guardian, and he executed them in cold blood. We know that from his admission. By that same admission, Judge, he has committed one of the most monstrous, craven, cowardly acts that will ever be our misfortune to see. To make things even more disturbing, Judge, this was no haphazard act. Again, by his own admission, he planned the events of this day. This did not happen on a whim. He's confessed to what I believe is the worst crime, at least I hope, that I'll see in my lifetime. I hope it's the worst fact pattern that ever comes before this court. Judge, it's important for the court to know in the bond we're going to request today, for the court to understand Claremont County deputies, Monroe Township Fire and EMS, and other first responders bravely respond to the scene where they don't know what's going on. They did not know what they're facing, and they come into a scene that no one can ever be prepared for. No law enforcement training, no training of any kind prepares you for this. It's easy to forget that these are men and women with families, children, feelings, emotions. They're not some automaton performing a delegated function. They're people. They were required to give CPR to gunshot children. 3, 4, and 7-year-old children. They held these boys in their arms, knowing there was nothing they could do to save them. I am certain that a no bond hearing will be held, and I would hope that would be granted. But at this point, at this juncture, we're going to ask this court to issue a bond we've never asked for before. I'm going to ask for a bond of $20 million. And I hope I never need to request such a bond again.
Thank you. Date for preliminary hearing?
The date for the preliminary hearing, Judge, is 6/26.
No objection. The preliminary hearing will be set for June 26th at 1 p.m. At this point in time, bond's going to be set in the amount of $20 million cash or surety. Anything else at this time, Mr. Gast?
No, Judge.
Mr. Cal?